Good morning. Today we are going to see a case study in math education. Introduction. Recently, there has been a great deal of interest in designing the standards and instructional methods for mathematics and statistics education. Many researchers interested in determining the most effective factors in math learning and teaching using statistical methods. For instance, Vasconcelos and Batimesa have studied social and pedagogical math education factors of 14 to 15 years old students using by means of some statistical methods such as cluster analysis and logistic regression models. This research was designed to present standards for development in elementary mathematical science education in Islamic Azad University of Toskana. In this paper, we study the effective and important factors in improving quality of teaching and learning in elementary mathematical and statistical at IAU of Tokesim. If we want to achieve the ideal goals which states good teaching leads to good learning, we have to have a two-way understanding between teachers and learners. Taking information about the students' conditions, backgrounds, potential, prior knowledge of students at the previous studies at high schools and determining the differences of students and their points of view about the methods of math education can be useful and informative. IAU is a great non-governmental university with several branches, more than 150 branches at different sites and countries. And it has various fields of study and many students with different conditions regarding age, adult and young students, employment, employee and non-employee students, programs of prayer education and etc. For determining and modeling these factors and variables, we conduct a research project in this connection at IAU. In the research, some of the mathematics education methods were briefly introduced to engineering and nursing students. Then we asked the students to rank the methods from their points of view. In following by this ordinal scale question, some well-known methods of math education such as classic math education, conceptual education, algorithmic education, active education, and technology-based methods were contracted. In the technology-based methods, we have PowerPoint, Microsoft MS Word, Acrobat Reader, mathematical and statistical software, and data projector in teaching math sciences. Our research project is a survey research which was done in the 2009 to 2010 academic year at IAU of Toisirkan. The students of 4 classes were participated in the research as the sample students, and a questionnaire was designed in consultation with mathematics and physiology teachers. The purpose of the questionnaire was identify students' level of interest of learning math and the level of satisfaction with each of the math teaching methods. Also, in most of the items of questionnaire methods, questionnaire we measure both the score of satisfaction and importance of each item. Participants were asked to indicate the score of each item in present status and the amount of importance of each item from his or her points of view in ideal situation. The minimum score was 1 and the maximum score was 5. Literature scale. There are 6 general factors, 1 dependent factor and 5 independent factors in the questionnaire. Quality of education QE, new teaching methods NTM, teaching skills of teachers TS, students participating in classroom SP, education curricula of the departments EC, and learning assessment LA. The questionnaire also had an open-ended response section which was designed to elicit more information about other effective variables and factors which can be connected with QE. In the Ployed survey, we used 20 questionnaires, and in the final survey sampling, we have had 125 questionnaires, which some of them have not returned or have not accomplished entirely, missing data problem. The reliability of the questionnaires was measured by Cronbridge Alpha and the results 0.85 improved questionnaires reliability. In the following in section 2, the relation between QE and the other variables were studied and a multiple regression model was presented. Finally, Finally, in section 3, we have made several suggestions in math education. Results and discussion. First one, qualitative analysis. As it is stated in the questionnaire, we have measured the amount of students' interest about different methods of math teaching. 6 methods, 5 well-known methods and 1 method suggested as a mix of the other method were suggested, and then the opinion of each student about those methods was asked by the ordinal scale questions. The results of classic education responses capital N equal to 119, median 2.89, algorithmic methods responses capital N equal to 119, median 2.56, and consumptional education responses capital N equal to 118, median 2.77 show the low interest of students in these models. Also, the result of active education responses N equal to 119, median 3.3, technology based method N equal to 118, median 3.89, and the mixed one methods N equal to 117, median equal to 3.77 show the high students interest to these methods of math education. The diagram shows that these details the results of active education responses. Each diagram indicates the first diagram tells about the classical education. The classical education, the row is classical education, it coded at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the column is precise NT 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. You can see the classical through classical education diagram. The 3.3 is classical education is higher than the remaining one. Then consumptional education, it indicates the point 2. 2 is higher than the remaining terms. Then active education is involved 3 and 4 is very closer to 3. Then the next one, algorithmic education. Algorithmic education is nothing but, so once again the equation number 3 is raised compared to the remaining portions. Then these are all bar charts of ordinal scale of methods of math education. Then fourth one, mix of other methods. So that indicates number 4 is increased by the remaining ones. Then last one, technology based education. In that education, number 5 indicates the higher rank according to the other values. Also, in another item of questionnaire, participants were asked to rank the methods of teaching from the best one, rank 1, to the last selection of interest, rank 6. The results shows in the following table. The table 1 indicates ranks of math education methods in all of questionnaires, where the values in the above table are the number of participants which were assigned each of the method ranks. The count variable is the table confirm the former results about the ranks of teaching methods. Next, qualitative analysis. As we mentioned in section 1, in the research we studied the effects of several variables and factors such as new teaching methods, teaching skills of teachers, students participating in classroom, education curricula of departments, learning assessment, age of students and the student employment status, and the quality of education and learning. In the questionnaire, each of the above factors was an average of several questions or items. As a research question, we were interested in analyzing and modeling relationships and intersections of these variables. A well-known method of statistical modeling is the regression model. We used the multiple linear models with the step which method to analyze the above factors. The stepwise method can sort the most effective independent variables respectively. The stepwise multiple regressions outputs show that the independent variables TS, SP, EC, NTM, LA, age of students are confident. But in terms of the adjusted or square, some of those variables have more share of variables of the dependent variable QE. Hence, using the analysis of variance ANOVA table, the regression coefficients table, we can say that the independent variables NTM, LA, age of student have the less share of adjusted or square or they are not strictly confident and we can remove them from the regression model. The table shows that the table is an ANOVA table which shows that the studies of the today's. Then models. The first model indicate predictors constant TS, first suggested model. Then second predicts constant TSSP. Third predicts constant TSSP EC, optimum model for adjust or square 0.94. Then fourth predict constant TSSP EC NTM. Fifth predictor constant TSSP EC NTM and LA. The sixth predictor constant TSSP EC NTM LA age full model dependent variable. Also the ANOVA table shows in table 3. Also using the coefficient of regression table for model 3, we have the following model in studying the most important factors in math equation. That means yi equal to minus 0.72 plus 0.46 xi1 plus 0.34 xi2 plus 0.2 xi3 plus epsilon I, where in the linear model 1, y is the quality education, x1 is the teaching skills, x2 is the education curricula of departments, and the random variable error of the regression model. In order to study the effective of other variables such as employment, field of study, sex and marital status on QE were used a univertible analysis of variance because the above independent variables have the nominal scale. Results were shown that these factors and their interaction were not confident, and in conclusion, math education at IAU of Tosiram respectively depend on teaching skills of teachers TS, students participating in classroom SP, education curricula of departments EC, new teaching methods NTM, learning assessment LA, and age of the student. Finally, we come to the conclusion part. Using the statistical modeling methods including qualitative and quantitative studies, the regression and univariate analysis of variance models about the most important and effective factors on quality of education and learning at IAU, it can understand that consequently some factors such as improving in the teaching skills of the teacher, having suitable programs and conditions in curricula, and using the new instruments of education and teaching technology based instruments can provide the better education and learning conditions and can improve the level of satisfaction of the students. That is end of this case study. Thank you.